Hello, this is Professor Bittinger, and this week we will be looking at Chapter 1, Environmental Problems, Their Causes, and Sustainability. I will each week create a video lecture for you in order to understand the key concepts covered throughout the chapter that you are reading for that week. This is a list of key terms found in Chapter 1. Many of these terms you will see again in subsequent chapters, which does emphasize the importance of these concepts throughout the course. Some of those terms would include sustainability, sustainable yield, ecological footprint, per capita ecological footprint, environmental degradation, and having an understanding of the difference between less developed countries and more developed countries, and finally the concept of full cost pricing. So each chapter I will give you a list of key terms and highlight some of the more important key terms that you should have an understanding of. This is a course overview slide. On the left-hand side of your screen is a list of topic modules that we will be going through this semester. On the right side of the screen are concepts that will be integrated into each of those topic modules in terms of sustainability, ethics, economics, and regulations and policy. We will get into each of these in more detail as the semester proceeds. I want to be certain that you understand the difference between the three terms that are listed on your screen: environment, ecology, and environmental science. The term environment simply refers to our surroundings, those external conditions and factors that affect living organisms. You will learn more terms associated with the environment, such as abiotic and biotic components, but we'll get into those later. The second term is ecology. This is a branch of science which describes and quantifies the web of interactions in the environment. It's a study of the relationships between living organisms and their surroundings. The term environmental science uses concepts from many aspects of other fields of science, as well as economics, politics, ethics, philosophy, and geography. Other areas of science that fall under environmental science understandings include biology, ecology, chemistry, geology, physical science, and you can even get into engineering when it comes to environmental science. It's definitely an interdisciplinary study that examines the roles of humans on Earth. Hence, people that study in the field of environmental science need to have depth and breadth in a variety of different topic areas, those which I've just listed. So what is science? Science is based on the scientific method using observations and experiments and testing in order to explain facts that are required from that method and giving good sound conclusions based on data. So science is really based on factual knowledge. It's not just somebody's belief or opinion. Which brings me to the term at the bottom of the screen, junk science. Junk science is information that's being presented as scientifically valid, but it's not, because somebody may have biased the data set and picked experimental results which agree with their personal viewpoints, or there could be a politically motivated distortion to the conclusions of a scientific paper which is backed by some political entity, or the work that is done could be poor, where there are errors in the methodology and this work ends up being publicized in a scientific journal with errors. So that too would be considered junk science. And then we also have the final category of where there is a special interest group that may be trying to influence the public debate over a particular topic, such as climate change. And that special interest group is putting out information that appears as being good, sound scientific studies. However, they have skewed the results or massaged the results, and therefore it's considered junk science. So one thing I really would like you to understand is that junk science is getting the equal respect as sound science, and I'd like you to be aware of this. Um, this semester you'll be doing a team project research report, and as you're acquiring your information for your team project, be certain that you're validating the sources of information that you're utilizing and making sure that they do not qualify as junk science, but rather are based on good scientific method. On the right side of the screen is a diagram which basically lays out the steps that are followed by the science community to develop scientific theories and scientific laws. I would like to go over some key terms related to the scientific method. First is scientific data, and that comprises the facts that we use when we're doing a scientific study. The next term is scientific hypothesis, and this is a possible or tentative explanation based on the observations that we make from an experiment that we're performing. A scientific natural law is a description of what we find happening in nature over and over in the same way. A scientific theory is a verified, highly reliable, and widely accepted scientific hypothesis. Consensus science consists of data, theories, and laws that scientists that are considered experts in their field of study widely accept as being sound science. And finally, frontier science is where we have scientific breakthroughs that are occurring, yet they haven't been thoroughly tested yet. So they're on the verge of new discovery. Well, that's the end of this first part of Chapter 1 video. Please click on the next video to continue understanding the main concepts covered in Chapter 1.